Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the live broadcast of WFPP Playhouse of the Air. We thank you for braving the weather this Christmas Eve, and you'll be glad you did when you hear the story we have for you tonight. It's a Wonderful Life. Thank you, appreciate that. Very good. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, this evening's program is being broadcast live from coast to coast, and our listeners are counting on your reactions as part of their listening pleasure. So don't be shy, and feel free to applaud, laugh, swoon, or cry just as loudly as the spirit moves. I'm getting the signal from our stage manager that we'll be going live in less than 3 minutes, which allows me just enough time to introduce you the fine acting ensemble who will be performing this evening's entertainment. I give you my Foley crew, Archibald Weathertick and Bob Frederick. Give them a round of applause, they're amazing. All right, scram. You know him from Chick Carter, Boy Detective, and Cowpoke Romance, playing George Bailey, the hero of tonight's story, Mr. Jake Lawrence. Lawrence, we love you, buddy. Get up here. You smooth character, you. All right, come on. Having just returned from Los Angeles, having completed filming Dottie Goes Bananas, a Technicolor spectacular, as his leading lady, Mary Hatch, we bring you Miss Ohio 1943, Miss Sally Applewhite. The beautiful, the graceful, the lovely Sally. Look at that dress. Give her a round of applause for the dress. It's amazing, isn't it? WFPP Playhouse of the Air listeners have heard our little lady in roles ranging from Mother Cabarini to Salome and playing small-town siren Violet Bick in this evening's story, Miss Lana Sherwood. Also lovely, beautiful, and graceful Miss Lana Sherwood. Right. We worked on that. For real. And, excuse me, last but not least, well, actually, there's a few more, soon to be co-starring with Margaret Dumont in Paramount Pictures' new comedy, The Hick Chick, and playing Clarence the Angel in this evening's show, here's Mr. Harry Jasmo Haywood. Also introducing the cast of hundreds. Everybody get your beautiful faces up here for radio. Careful. That's expensive. And finally, host of Females Are Fabulous, and here with you every evening on Playhouse of the Air, I'm Freddie Fillmore. Everyone places. I'm getting the signal from our stage crew that we'll be going live in 20 seconds. Thank you all for coming this evening and enjoy the broadcast. We are live in 5, 4, 3.
WFPP in New York City.
This is WFPP Playhouse of the Air. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, young and old, old and new. Greetings from WFPP Studio A in Manhattan, New York, right here in the US of A. I'm your host, Freddie Fillmore, and it's my pleasure to bring you your favorite stories this and every week on WFPP Playhouse of the Air. Tonight, we bring you a real, feel-good, heartwarming, perfect for this or any Christmas Eve, It's a Wonderful Life. We begin our story in the little town of Bedford Falls, New York, US of A, where a number of people in the town are praying for their dear friend, a typical American dreamer named George Bailey.
Dear God, please, look after my husband, George.
George is a good boy. You know that. My son has always gone out of his way to give others a hand. Now it's him who needs the help.
Help my big brother George. He's done so much for all of us. More for me than I
remember all the times he would stay late after work, not ask a cent. The world needs more like
George Bailey never thinks about himself. I wouldn't have a roof over my head if it wasn't for him.
I would have given up long ago. All I think about is myself. I must have taken the last cent he had.
He had no sense of business, that George Bailey, just like his father. None of the Baileys were ever businessmen. It's his own fault if he wasn't prepared for times like these.
At times like these, please help him, Father. It's me who's causing him to go through all this.
Something's the matter with Daddy. Shall we pray for him, Mommy?
Yes, Susan. Pray. Pray very hard.
The voices carry heavenward, and Josephine, the superintendent of angels, summons Clarence, an apprentice angel.
You sent for me, sir? Ma'am?
Yes, Clarence. A man down on Earth needs our help.
Splendid. Is he sick?
No, worse. He's discouraged. At exactly 10:45 p.m. tonight, Earth time, that man will be thinking seriously of throwing away God's greatest gift.
Oh, dear, dear. His life. Then I've only an hour to dress. What are they wearing now?
You'll spend that hour getting acquainted with George Bailey.
Ma'am, if I should accomplish this mission, might I perhaps win my wings? I've been waiting for over 200 years now, and people are beginning to talk.
What's that book you've got there?
That's The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, ma'am. I was reading it when you sent for me.
Oh, fine book. Excellent. Well, you do a good job with George Bailey, and we'll see about your wings.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Now, if you're going to help George, you'll want to know a little something about him. Look. See the town?
Why, yes, a group of young boys sledding down a snow-covered hill and onto the ice. This is amazing.
Yippee!
Who's that?
That's your problem, George Bailey.
A boy?
That's him when he was 12, back in 1919. Something happens here you'll have to remember later on.
And here comes the scare baby, my kid brother, Harry Bailey.
I'm not scared.
Come on, Harry! Come on, Harry! You can do it, Harry! Help! Help!
Oh, dear. Harry's fallen through the ice.
I'm coming, Harry! Make a chain! Gang! A chain!
So his brother fell through the ice, but George saved him.
Yes, Clarence. And ever since, George has had a bad ear. All that icy water. You understand.
Bad ear. Yes, ma'am.
The other event came a few months later. George took an after-school job at Old Man Gower's drugstore.
It's me, Mr. Gower, George Bailey.
You're late.
Yes, sir.
Hello, George. Oh, hello, Mary. Hello, Violet.
2 cents worth of shoelaces, Violet?
Mary was here first.
Oh, I'm still thinking. Shoelaces?
Please, Georgie. I like him. Violet, you like every boy. What's wrong with that?
Here you are.
Bye, Georgie. See you later, Mary.
Made up your mind yet, Mary?
I'll take chocolate.
With coconuts?
I don't like coconuts.
You don't like coconuts? Say brainless. Don't you know where coconuts come from? Look at here. From the Haiti, the Fiji Islands, the Coral Sea.
What's that you've got there? A new magazine? I never saw it before.
Of course you never. Only us explorers can get it. I've been nominated for membership in the National Geographic Society. Let me get your ice cream.
Is this the ear you can't hear on? George Bailey, I'll love you till the day I die.
I'm going out exploring someday. You watch. And I'm gonna have a couple of harems and maybe 3 or 4 wives. Wait and see.
George! George!
Yes, sir?
You're not paid to be a canary.
Yes, sir.
Goodbye, George.
Goodbye, Mary.
What was that piece of paper George just picked up?
It's a telegram from Mr. Gower. He found out this morning that his son died of influenza.
Oh, awful.
Yes, and he spent the afternoon drowning his grief in whiskey.
Mr. Gower, do you want something? Anything?
No.
Anything I can do back here?
No.
I'll get them, sir. What's this bottle, Mr. Gower?
Never mind that. Just take those capsules over to Miss Blaine.
Yes, sir. Did have the diphtheria there, haven't they, sir? Is it a charge, sir?
Yeah, it's a charge.
Mr. Gower, I think...
Oh, just get going.
Yes, sir. Mr. Gower?
What is it?
Mr. Gower, the bottle you used, you put something wrong in those capsules.
Who do you think you're talking to?
You're hurting my sore ear.
You hear what I said? Now get out of here.
Mr. Gower, you don't know what you're doing. You put something wrong in those capsules. I know you're unhappy. You got that telegram and you're upset. It wasn't your fault, Mr. Gower. But look, Mr. Gower, look. This bottle. Use this bottle to make up the capsules. It's poison.
Poison?
Don't hit my sore ear again.
Poison? George.
All I wanted
George.
was to make sure, Mr. Gower. I won't tell anyone. I know what you're feeling. I won't ever tell a soul. Hope to die I won't.
Oh, George.
Did he ever tell anyone about those pills?
Not a soul.
Did he ever marry the girl? Did he ever go exploring?
We'll get there soon enough, Clarence. When George Bailey grew up, he wanted to go to college, but there just wasn't the money. So he worked 4 years in the Building and Loan Association.
Building and Loan Association?
George's father was in the building and loan business, along with George's Uncle Billy.
Hey, George, what's the combination of that safe again?
We wrote it down so you won't forget it.
Oh, yeah. Where?
Your wallet, Uncle Billy.
Oh, thanks.
Lovable fellow, just forgetful is all.
Who's that?
That's Henry F. Potter, the richest and meanest man in all the county.
Peter, Potter's here.
Mr. Bailey, Mr. Bailey, Mr. Bailey. There's nothing quite so loathsome as a family business. Now, Peter, you know what I'm here for. I'm on a tight schedule. A family to evict at 3.
Okay, Mr. Potter, but here's the thing. I just need a little more time, just 30 short days. I'll get that 5,000 somehow.
Have you put any real pressure on those people of yours to pay their mortgages?
Look, times are hard, Mr. Potter. A lot of people are out of work.
Then foreclose.
I can't do that. These families have children.
They're not my
Yeah,
children.
but they're somebody's children.
Are you running a business or a charity ward?
Oh.
Not with my money.
All right. But I had a question. Why are you such a hard-skulled character, Mr. Potter? I mean, you got no family, no children. You can't begin to spend all the money you've got.
So I suppose I should give it to miserable failures like you and that idiot brother of yours to spend for me?
He's not a failure. You can't say that about
George.
my father. You're not. You're the biggest man in town. Bigger than anybody.
All right, son, thanks, but I'll talk to you tonight.
Don't let him say that about you, Pop.
Tonight.
What kind of business are you running here? Good God, man.
George worked for his father, saving enough to see him through the university. That summer, though, he was going to Europe. George got a job on a cattle boat and was ready to do a little traveling before college. Old man Gower surprised him with a gift of a great big suitcase. On his way home from the store, he ran into his friends Ernie, the cab driver, and Bert, the cop.
Hey, Ernie. Hey, George. Hi, Bert.
Hey, George, what's the suitcase for?
I'm a rich tourist today. How about taking me home in style? Sure, Your Highness. Hop in the cab. And for the carriage trade, it's all in my hat.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bailey. Looks like you're ready to get out of here.
Hello, Violet. Hey, you look good. That's some dress you got on there.
Oh, this old thing? Why, I only wear it when I don't care how I look. See you later.
How would you like... Yes. Want to come along, Bert? We show you to town.
No, thanks. No, go home and see what the wife's doing.
Family man.
George saved up money to go away to college. His bags were packed, and he was all set to go.
Boy, oh boy. It's hard to realize it's the last night in the Bailey boarding house.
Yeah, we're sure gonna miss you, George.
I'm gonna miss you too, Pop. What's the matter? You look tired.
I had another tussle with old Henry Potter today.
Oh.
I thought when we put him on the board of directors, he'd ease up on us.
I wonder what's eating that old money-grubbing buzzard up anyway.
He's a sick man, frustrated and sick. Sick in his mind, sick in his soul, if he even has one. I mean, he hates everybody that has anything he can't have, and well, he hates us, mostly, I guess.
Hey, George, can I borrow your tuxedo studs?
Yeah, help yourself, Harry.
Well, where are they? In your suitcase?
I'm not taking a tuxedo on a cattle boat, you know.
Say, where'd you get that fine piece of luggage anyway?
Mr. Gower, a going away president, and one of these days you're gonna see that bag all covered up with travel labels. Italy, Baghdad.
Hey, why don't you come to the dance tonight?
What, and be bored to death?
Well, you couldn't want a better death. Lots of pretty girls. Hey, I've got to hurry.
I wish we could send Harry to college with you, George.
Oh, we have that all figured out. You see, Harry will take my job at the building and loan, work there for 4 years, and then he'll go.
He's pretty young for that job.
Well, no younger than I was.
Oh, you were born older, George. Look, I suppose you've decided what you're going to do when you get out of college.
Oh, well, you know, what I've always talked about, building things, designing new buildings, planning modern
Still
cities.
after that first million before you're 30, huh?
Oh, I'll settle for half of that in cash.
Of course, I mean, it's just a hope, but you wouldn't consider coming back to the building and loan, would you? I mean, I know it's early to talk about it.
Oh, I couldn't face being cooped up there for the rest of my life in that shabby little office. I mean, I'm sorry, Pop, but I didn't mean that remark, but this business of nickel and dimes and spending all your life trying to figure out how to save 3 cents on a length of pipe, I'd go crazy. I want to do something big and something important.
You know, George, I feel in a small way we're doing something important. Satisfying a fundamental urge. I mean, it's not too much for a man to want his own roof and walls and a fireplace, and, well, I feel like we're helping him get those things in our shabby little office.
I know, Dad. I wish I felt, but I've been hoarding pennies like a miser in order to. Well, most of my friends, they already finished college. I just feel like if I don't get away, I'd bust.
Yeah, yes, you're right, boy. Town's no place to live if you're not willing to crawl to Potter. Look, you go get yourself an education and you get out of here.
I'm glad you see what I'm talking about. Say, I think I am going to go down that old Main Street. Last night in town and all.
You have a good time, son.
We return to WFPP's production of It's a Wonderful Life after a word from our sponsor. Say, ladies, are you tired of spending hours scrubbing your kitchen floors before your husband gets home from work?
I'll say.
Well, it's Biddleman's Floor Wax to the rescue. Let Biddleman's put the shine back into your floors lickety-split. You'll have all the time to spend all the hubby's money on those new shoes you've been eyeing.
I love the pumps.
Biddleman's is sure to take off years of dirt buildup with a single application thanks to Biddleman's super secret cleaning ingredient.
What's the secret?
Biddleman's secret is the cleaning power of radium, the cleaning power of the future. It really puts a glow back into those dirty floors.
Biddleman's makes your kitchen shine. Just a bit of Biddleman's will clean it in no time. All caked on grease, baked on grime, dirt on all your floors. Your floors will shine in record time when Biddleman's is yours. When Biddleman's is yours.
Get a bottle of Biddleman's today and make those floors shine.
Who's that?
Why, that's Violet Bick.
The little girl from the candy counter?
That's right.
Hello, Georgie Porgy.
Hello, Vi.
What gives?
Oh, nothing.
Where are you going?
Oh, I'll probably end up at the library.
Georgie, don't you ever get tired of just reading about things?
Yes. What are you doing tonight?
Not a thing.
Are you game by what do we say we make a night of?
Oh, I'd love it, Georgie. What'll we do?
Well, let's go out in the field and take off our shoes and walk in the grass.
Huh?
Then we can go up to Stewart Lake. It's beautiful up there in the moonlight. And we can swim, and then we can climb Mount Bedford and smell the pines and watch the sunrise against the peaks, and we can stay up there the whole night, and everybody will be talking, and it'll be a terrific scandal.
George, have you gone crazy? Walking the grass in my bare feet? Why, it's 10 miles up there to Mount Bedford. You think that just because you...
Oh, okay, well, just forget about the whole thing.
Forget about what, George?
Oh, nothing, Sam.
You remember Mary, don't you?
Hi, George.
Hi, Mary.
Say, you wouldn't mind walking Mary home now, would you, George?
Of course not, if that's okay with you, Mary.
Fine by me.
Great, thanks.
So George walked Mary home. Is that important, Josephine?
I'd say it is, because even though Mary lived only 4 blocks away, it took them 2 hours to get there.
Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight? Come out tonight. Come out tonight. Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight? And dance by the light of the moon.
Hot dog, oh boy, gee whiz, just like an organ.
Beautiful.
You know, if it wasn't me talking, I'd say you're the prettiest girl in town.
Well, why don't you say it?
I don't know, maybe I will. How old are you anyway?
18?
18?
Too young or too old?
No, just right. Your age fits you. Hey, look where we are.
Oh, the old Granville house.
Yeah, I gotta throw a rock.
Oh, no, don't. I love that old house.
Well, no, don't you know about deserted houses? You make a wish and then you throw a rock and...
But George, it's such a lovely old place. I wish I lived there.
In there? I wouldn't live there if I was a ghost. Now watch this. How about it? Pretty good shot. Look, broke a window.
What's your wish, George?
Well, not just one wish. A whole hatful, Mary. I'm shaking the dust of this crummy little town off my feet, and I'm gonna see the world. Italy, Greece, Parthenon, the Colosseums, and then I'm gonna come back here and go to college and see what they know, and then I'm gonna build things. I'm gonna build airfields. I'm gonna build skyscrapers 100 stories high. I'm gonna build bridges miles long. I'm gonna... Hey, are you gonna throw a rock too? Hey, that was pretty good. What'd you wish for, Mary?
Oh, no, I can't tell you, or it might not come true.
Hey, Mary, what do you want, huh? You want the moon? Now, all I gotta say is the word now, and then I'll go up there, and,
All right, the moon. I'll take it. And then what?
Then what? Well, then I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down, and you can take it and swallow it, and it'll dissolve all you see, and the moonbeams would shoot out of your fingers and your toes and at the ends of your hair. And am I talking too much?
Yes. Why don't you kiss her instead of talking her to death?
Who is that?
Old Mrs. Collins on her front porch.
Youth is wasted on the wrong people.
Now, just wait a minute. Now, you come back out here, and I'll show you some kissing that'll make your hair stand straight up. Now, you come back out here and...
Hey, George!
Uncle Billy.
George, get in the car, quick! Your father's had a stroke.
I'm sorry. I've got to go, Mary.
George's father died that night, Clarence. So, of course, George couldn't go to Europe. But that fall, just as he was ready to leave for college, the directors of the building and loan held a meeting. They were going to appoint a successor.
I want the board to know that George gave up his trip to Europe to help straighten things out here these past few months, and it was greatly appreciated.
I think that's all we'll need you for, George. Good luck to you at school. I know you're anxious to make a train.
Yes, I have a taxi waiting downstairs.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to get to my real purpose. I claim this institution is not necessary to this town.
What?
Therefore, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to dissolve the building and loan and turn its assets and liabilities over to the receiver.
No, it's too soon after Peter Bailey's death to discuss chloroforming the building and loan. It was his faith and devotion that are responsible for this organization.
I'll go further than that. I'll say that to the public, Peter Bailey was the building and loan.
Oh, that's fine, Potter, coming from you, seeming that you probably drove him to his grave.
Peter Bailey was not a businessman. That's what killed him. Oh, I don't mean any disrespect. God rest his soul. He was a man of high ideals, so-called. But ideals without common sense can ruin this town. What does that get us? A discontented, lazy rabble instead of a thrifty working class. All because a few starry-eyed dreamers like Peter Bailey stir them up and fill their heads with a lot of impossible hooey.
Now, I say... Now, just wait a minute. Now, hold on, Mr. Potter. You're right when you say my father's no businessman. Why, I know that. Why he ever started this cheap penny-ante building and loan, I'll never know, but neither you nor anybody else can say anything against his character, because his whole life was... Well, why, in the 25 years since he and Uncle Billy started this thing, he never once thought of himself. Now isn't that right, Uncle Billy?
You got that right.
He didn't save enough money to send Harry to school, let alone me, but he did help a few people get out of your slums, Mr. Potter, and what's wrong with that? Why, here, you're all businessmen here. Doesn't it make them better citizens?
Yes.
Doesn't it make them better customers? You said, what'd you say a minute ago, that they had to wait and save their money before they even ought to think to buy a decent home? Wait for what? Until their children grow up and leave them? Until they're so old and broken down that they... Do you know how long it takes for a working man to save $5,000? Now, just remember this, Mr. Potter, that this rabble you're talking about, they do most of the working and paying and living and dying for this community. Well, is it too much to have them work and pay and live and die in a couple of decent rooms and bath? Anyway, my father didn't think so. People were human beings to him. But to you, a work-frustrated old man, they're cattle. Well, in my book, he died a much richer man than you'll ever be.
I'm not interested in your book. I'm talking about the building and loan.
Oh, I know very well what you're talking about, Mr. Potter. You're talking about something you can't get your fingers on, and it's galling you. That's what you're talking about. Well, I've said too much here. You're the board here. You do what you want with this thing. Just one more thing, though. This town needs this measly one-horse institution if only to have some place where people can come without crawling to Potter. Absolutely right. Come on, Uncle Billy.
Sentimental hogwash.
What? No.
I want my motion.
They're just coming out of the board meeting. I have to call you back.
What happened, George? All we heard was a lot of yelling.
Boy, oh boy, Matilda, you should have heard George.
Yeah, they're voting us down in there.
George, get out of here. You've already missed your boat. You want to miss college too? Don't worry about the board. I can run it. I'm only 55.
You're 58.
I think that this is a nice George, they voted Potter down. We're still in business.
We're still in business. All right.
But there's one condition, George. They've appointed you to take your father's place.
Appoint me? But I'm going to college. Uncle Billy here, he's your man.
You can keep him on. That's all right.
Now let's get one thing straight. I'm leaving. I'm leaving right now. This is my last chance.
But George, you've got to take it. They'll vote with Potter otherwise.
So George Bailey didn't go to college?
That's right, Clarence. He gave his college money to his brother Harry, and Harry went instead.
But what happened to the good-looking girl? You know, Mary.
Oh, George saw her now and then. Not very often, though, because Mary went away to school, too. Anyway, George waited 4 years more for Harry to come back and take over the building and loan. Then he could still see the world. He planned to work in the oil fields of Venezuela.
There she blows. Say, Uncle Billy, you know what the three most wonderful sounds on earth are?
Yeah, breakfast is served, lunch is served, dinner is served.
No. Anchor chains, plane motors, and train whistles. Here's the professor now.
Well, if it isn't George, Geographic Explorer Bailey. Uncle Billy, you haven't changed a bit.
Nobody changes around here, you know that.
Oh, am I glad to see you.
Say, where's Mother?
She's home cooking the fatted calf. No, come on, let's go.
Oh, wait. This is Ruth Dakin.
Ruth Dakin Bailey, if you don't mind.
Huh?
Well, I wired you I had a surprise. Here she is. Meet the wife.
Well, what do you know? Wife?
Well, how do you do? What am I doing? Congratulations! Harry, why did you tell somebody? What does a pretty girl like you do in marrying this two-headed brother of mine?
Well, I'll tell you. It was purely mercenary. My father offered him a job.
Oh, he gets you and a job. Oh, Harry's cup runneth over. Come on, Ruth. Let them grab the bags and let you and I just go walking.
All right.
George, about that job. Ruth spoke out of turn. I never said I'd take it. You've been holding the bag here for 4 years, and well, I won't let you down.
It's all right, Harry. It's all right.
And that night, the homecoming for Harry became his wedding party. Uncle Billy familiarized himself with the spirits.
Boy, oh boy, I feel so good I could spit in Potter's eye. I think I will. Oh, maybe I better go home. Point me in the right direction.
Right down there.
That away, huh? Okay, you old building loan, you old pal. Whoopee! I'm all right.
George?
Yeah, I'm out here on the porch, Mother. I just thought I'd get some air.
Well, how do you like the new sister-in-law?
She's swell.
Looks like she'll keep Harry on his toes.
Yeah, keep him out of Bedford Falls anyway.
George, did you know Mary Hatch is back from school?
Yeah.
Nice girl, Mary.
Uh-huh.
Oh, George, stop grumbling and give me one good reason why you shouldn't call on Mary.
Well, Sam Wainwright. Sam's crazy about her.
Well, she's not crazy about him.
Well, now, how do you know that? Did she discuss it with you?
Besides, Sam's away in New York, and you're here in Bedford Falls.
And all's fair in love and war.
Well, I don't know about war.
All right, Mother. I think I'll go out and find the girl and do a little passionate necking.
Oh, George.
Bye, Mrs. Bailey. Oh, by the way, do you want any books at the library?
The library. George, you go and see Mary, you hear?
Hello, George.
Oh, hello, Mary. I just happened to be passing by.
Your mother just phoned and said you were on your way over to pay me a visit.
My mother called you? Now, how did she know?
Well?
You know, I didn't tell anybody I was coming over here. I just went for a walk and happened to be passing by. I went for a walk. That's all. When did you get back?
Tuesday. Would you like to come in?
Well, I guess, since I'm here. Say, where'd you get that dress?
Oh, do you like it?
It's all right. I thought I'd go back to New York with Sam and Francie and the rest of them.
Oh, I worked there a couple of vacations, but I don't know, I guess I was homesick.
Homesick? For Bedford Falls?
Yes. And my family and, everything. Would you like to sit down?
Well, I guess. You know, I still can't understand it, though. You know, I didn't tell anybody I was coming over here.
Would you rather leave?
No, I don't want to be rude.
It was nice about Harry and Ruth, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's all right.
Don't you like her?
Well, of course I like her. She's a peach.
Oh. It's just marriage in general that you're not enthusiastic about, huh?
No. Marriage is okay for Harry and Sam and you and...
Mary? Mary, who's out there with you?
It's George Bailey, Mother.
George Bailey? What does he want?
Well, I don't know. What do you want, George?
Me? Not a thing. I just came in to get warm.
He's making violent love to me, Mother.
You tell him to go right home. And don't you leave the house. Sam Wainwright promised to call from New York tonight, didn't he?
You know, your mother needn't... You know, I didn't come here to be...
What did you come here for?
I don't know. You tell me. You're the one that has all the answers. You tell me.
Well, why don't you just go home?
That's where I'm going. I don't know why I came here in the first place.
Oh, Mary, telephone. It's Sam.
Get it. Hello? Yeehaw. Hello, Sam. How are you?
Oh, great. Gee, it's good to hear your voice again.
It's awfully sweet of you, Sam. There's an old friend of yours here, George Bailey.
You mean old Mossback George?
Yes, old Mossback George.
Hee-haw. Put him on.
Well, all right, I'll call him. George.
He doesn't want to talk to George, you idiot.
He does so. He asked for him. George! Sam wants to speak to you.
Hello, Sam.
Hey, a fine pal you are. What are you trying to do? Steal my girl?
What do you mean? Nobody's trying to steal your girl.
Now, wait a minute. I want to talk to both of you. Tell Mary to get on the extension.
Extension?
Mother's on the extension.
I am not.
It's all right. We can both hear you. George, just put your head a little closer.
Okay.
There, that's better. We're listening, Sam.
I have a big deal coming up that's going to make us all rich. George, you remember that night at Martini's bar when you were telling me about making plastics out of soybeans?
Huh? Yeah. Soybeans. Yeah.
Well, my father's checked into it, see, George, and he's going to build a factory outside of Rochester. How do you like that?
Rochester. Rochester? Why Rochester?
Well, why not? Can you think of anything better?
Well, I don't know. Why not Bedford Falls? You remember that old tool and machinery works? You tell your father he can get that for a song and all the labor he wants, too. Half the town was thrown out of work when they closed down.
That's so. Well, I'll tell him. Hey, that sounds great. Oh, baby, I knew you'd come through. Now, here's the point, George. I may have a job for you. That is, unless you're still married to the old, broken-down building and loan. Oh, Mary.
I'm here.
You tell that guy I'm giving him the chance of a lifetime, you hear?
He says it's the chance of a lifetime.
Give me that phone. I don't want any plastics, and I don't want any job. I don't want to get married ever to anyone. You understand that? I want to do what I want to do, and you're not gonna. Oh, Mary.
Oh, George.
Oh, Mary, I love you.
I love you too.
We'll be right back after a brief 15-minute intermission. Feel free to grab some snacks from the concession stands and/or use the restroom. Thank you, everyone, for coming. We appreciate you guys. Gentlemen, does your hair resemble a dried-out bird's nest full of dandruff flakes?
Tweet, tweet, tweet.
Chirp, chirp. Do you plaster your hair down like a cheap gigolo, smelling to high heaven?
Ew, what a stink!
When girls get a gander at the tip-top of your noggin, do they go?
Ew!
Well, here's a friendly hint that may just help you out in the romance department. Starting tomorrow, why not try Bremel Hair Tonic? Yes, sirree, you'll be heading for success with Bremel Groomed Hair. A success with the gals and on the job. Bremel always keeps your hair looking mighty attractive. Always in place, a real sex appealer. Bremel Hair Tonic does lots more than keep your hair handsome looking.
Bremel, the swing hair tonic, makes your filthy bird's nest clean. A little dab will do ya, all the pretty gals will scream. Not only will dames love it, your barber will shout out with glee. Bremel, the swank hair tonic, your dandruff will be history.
Buy some Bremel today. Your hair will thank you. And now it's back to It's a Wonderful Life.
George and Mary were married, and following the wedding and reception, George's old pal Ernie, the cab driver, drove the happy couple to the train station.
Hey, where are you two going on this here honeymoon?
We're gonna shoot the works, Ernie. A whole week in New York, a whole week in Bermuda, the highest hotels, the oldest champagne, the richest caviar, the hottest music, and the prettiest wife.
Here's the kitty Ernie $2,000. I feel like a bootlegger's wife.
So you're finally getting out of Bedford Falls, huh? Then what?
Then what, honey?
After that, who cares?
That does it. Hey, Mrs. Bailey, I haven't kissed you since.
George, there's something funny going on over there. Look over at the bank. It looks like a run.
Well, will you pull over for a minute, will you, Ernie? Pull
Oh,
over
George,
for a minute.
let's not stop. Let's go straight to the
No,
station.
I better go see what it is. I'll be right back. I better go see what it is. I'll be right back.
Open this door! Come on, you can't.
Well, what is this, Uncle Billy? A holiday? Why are the doors locked? There's a crowd out front.
This is a pickle, George.
All right, now, just what happened?
All I know is the bank called our loan, and I had to hand out all of our money.
All of it?
Every last cent of it.
Holy mackerel.
Then I got scared, George, and I closed the doors.
Our charter says we need to stay open until 6 o'clock or we'll lose our license.
Bailey Brothers building
Get me, George.
George, it's Potter.
Hello?
George, there's a rumor around town that you've closed your doors. Is that true?
No, it isn't.
Do you need any police? Mobs get kind of ugly sometimes, you know.
We're fine.
We'll see. Now, George, I'm going all out to help in this crisis. I've guaranteed the bank sufficient funds to meet their needs. They'll close for a week and then reopen. I may lose a fortune, but I'm willing to guarantee your people too. Just tell them to bring their shares over here, and I'll pay 50 cents on the dot.
Oh, you don't miss a trick, do you, Potter? Well, you're gonna miss this one.
If you close your doors before 6 p.m., you will never reopen.
He just took over the bank, Billy. Oh, open the doors. Let him in, let him in. Now, just remember, folks, this thing isn't as black as it appears. Now, I have some news for you folks. I just talked to old man Potter, and he's guaranteed cash payments at the bank.
Well, how about our money, George? Where's our money?
Now, please. Now, wait a minute. Listen to me. You're thinking of this place all wrong. The money's not here. Just wait a minute. Let me tell you. Your money's in the people's houses, in the Kennedy house, in the McLaren house, and in your house, and 100 others. Now, what are you gonna do? Foreclose on them?
I've got $242 in here, and $242 isn't going to break anybody.
All right, Charlie, all right. Now you'll get your money in 60 days.
60 days?
Well, now that's what you agreed to when you bought your shares.
I got my money. Old man Pa's taking over the bank. He'll pay you 50 cents on every dollar. It's going to this dollar.
No, wait a minute. Please, folks. please don't leave. I beg you not to do this. If Potter gets a hold of your shares, he'll be owning this building alone. He's got the bank, he's got the bus lines, he's got the department stores, and now he's after us because he wants to keep you living in the shacks and paying the kind of rent he decides to charge. Now we can get through this all right. We just gotta stick together. We gotta have faith in each other.
My husband's out of work. We need money.
I've got doctor's bills to pay.
I can't feed my kids on faith.
How much do you need? We still have some money. We have $2,000 from the wedding.
Hey, Mary, I got $2,000 here. This will tide us over until the bank reopens. All right, Charlie, how much do you need?
$242.
Charlie, just enough to tide you over until the bank reopens.
I'll take $242.
Okay. Uncle Billy, give Charlie $242.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Now, Ed, how much do you need now just to get by?
Well, $20, I suppose.
Now we're talking. Okay. Now, Mrs. Thompson, how about you?
But George, it's your own money.
Never mind that. How much do you want, Miss Thompson?
Could I have $17.50?
Oh, bless your heart. Of course you can have it. Uncle Billy, give her $17.50. Now pay it back when you can. All right. Now who's next? Just remember that there's plenty enough to go.
Look at the clock.
5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2, 1. 6 o'clock, we made it! Lock that door, Uncle Billy. Boy, we're still in business and I've got $2 left. $2.
Bailey Brothers Building and George, Mrs. Bailey is on the phone.
Look, will you get my wife on the phone? She's probably over at her mother's.
Mrs. Bailey is on the phone.
I don't want Mrs. Bailey. I want my wife. Oh. Mrs. Bailey, that is my wife. Okay. Mary, hello. Listen, dear, I'm sorry. What? Come home. What home? 320 Sycamore. Well, what? Well, whose home is that? The Waldorf Hotel? Huh?
That doesn't look like the Waldorf.
Oh, no. Number 320 Sycamore was the old Granville house, the one George and Mary threw rocks at and made wishes. Mary had prepared the house, including a turkey dinner, romantic decorations, and even a marriage bed.
Welcome home, Mr. Bailey.
I'll be.
Remember the night we threw rocks at this old house? This is what I wished for.
Darling, you're wonderful.
Yes, sir. That's where they spent their honeymoon. That's where they started their lives together. Mary made the leaky old house a home, while George toiled away at the building and loan office, providing houses for people like Giuseppe Martini.
Hey, Martini, you want a new house? Rent! Aha! You heard that, Mr. Bailey? Rent. I own this house. Me, Giuseppe Martini. I own my own house. No more will we live like pigs in Potter's Field.
We have something for you and your family, Mr. Martini. George and I bring something for all the new owners.
But the Martinis! Maria, come quick! Our first housewarming gift. Bring the kids!
Bread, that this house may never know hunger. Salt, that life may always have flavor.
And wine, that joy and prosperity may reign forever. Enter the Martini Castle.
Bailey houses were popping up all over the place, mostly owned by people that used to live in Potter's Field. And Potter had just about enough of that. So, after a couple of years, Old Man Potter decided to call our George into his office.
Sit down, George. Sit down. Have a cigar?
Thank you, sir. Quite a cigar, Mr. Potter.
You like it? I'll send you a box.
Well, I suppose I'll find out sooner or later, but just what exactly did you want to see me about?
George, now that's just what I like so much about you. George, I'm an old man, and most people hate me. But I don't like them either, so I call it all even. You know just as well as I do that I run practically everything in this town, but the building and loan. And you also know that for a number of years, I've been trying to gain control of it, or kill it. But I haven't been able to do it. You have been stopping me. In fact, you have beaten me, George, and that takes some doing. Take during the Depression, for instance. You and I were the only ones who kept our heads. You saved the building and loan, and I saved all the rest.
Yes, well, most people say you stole all the rest.
Those are the envious ones, George, the suckers. Now let's look at your side. Young man, 27, 28, married, making, say, 40 a week.
45.
45.
45.
Now, if you were some ordinary yokel, I would say you were doing fine. But George Bailey is intelligent, ambitious. He hates the building and loan almost as much as I do. He's been dying to get out of this town ever since he was born. A young man, the smartest one in the crowd, mind you. Well, he has to sit by and watch his friends go places because he's trapped. Trapped into frittering his life away, playing nursemaid to a lot of garlic eaters. Do I tell the truth, George, or am I exaggerating?
What's your point, Mr. Potter?
My point? My point is you're the only man in town who's licked me, and I want to hire you. I'll start you out at $20,000 a year.
$20,000 a year?
You wouldn't mind living in the finest house in town, buying your wife a lot of fine clothes, taking a business trip or two to New York every year, once in a while, Europe. You wouldn't mind that, George, would you?
Would I? You're not talking to somebody else around here, are you? Are you sure you're talking to me?
Yes.
I'm George Bailey.
Yes.
Don't you remember me?
Yes.
The building and loan, remember?
Yes, George Bailey, whose ship has finally come in. If he has brains enough to climb aboard.
What about the building and loan?
Oh, confound it, man. I'm offering you a 3-year contract at $20,000 a year. Is it a deal or isn't it?
Mr. Potter, I know I ought to jump at the chance, but I wonder if you might give me 24 hours to think about it.
Sure. You go home and talk to your wife.
Yeah, I'd like that.
In the meantime, I'll draw up the papers, and soon you'll be managing my affairs.
Your affairs? No. The answer's no, doggone it. Now you sit around here and you spin your little webs and you think the whole world revolves around you and your money. Well, it doesn't, Mr. Potter. In the whole vast configuration of things, I'd say you were nothing but a scurvy little spider.
What did Mr. Potter want, George?
Oh, nothing. Just talk, nothing. Gee, Mary Hatch, why would you marry a guy like me anyway?
Oh, to keep from being an old maid.
I was going to see the world. I was going to build things. I was going to give you the moon. What have I given you? Not even a new dress, not for months. You could have married Sam Wainwright, anybody else in town.
I didn't want to marry anybody else in town. I want my baby to look like you.
You know, I promised you a honeymoon. I didn't even give you your what?
My baby.
You mean Mary, you're on the nest?
George Bailey, Lasso Stork.
Well, Mary had her baby. A boy.
You don't say.
Then she had a girl.
Well, what do you know?
Night after night, George would come home late from the office. Things weren't good with the building and loan. Potter was really bearing down hard. Then came the war. Mary had another baby by then, but still had time to run the USO. Gower and Uncle Billy sold war bonds. Violet entertained the troops. Bert the cop was wounded in North Africa, got the Silver Star. Ernie, the taxi driver, parachuted into France. Harry Bailey topped them all, a Navy flyer. He shot down 15 planes, 2 of them as they were about to crash into a transport full of soldiers.
Yes, but George, what about George?
George, 4F on account of his year. George fought the Battle of Bedford Falls. Air raid warden, paper drives, scrap drives, rubber drives. On VE Day, he wept and prayed. On VJ Day, he wept and prayed again.
We're getting pretty close to the day, aren't we, ma'am?
Yes, Clarence. You now know almost everything you have to know about George Bailey, except what happened that finds him down there at this moment, wanting to die.
Well, ma'am, well?
Well, today is the day before Christmas, and Billy's at the bank to make a deposit when he ran into Old Man Potter.
Well, well, well. Mr. Henry F. Potter, come to the bank to deposit some more loot, huh?
Sure, you old fool.
How do you like the newspaper, Mr. Potter? Harry Bailey wins Congressional Medal of Honor. You just can't keep those Bailey boys down now, can you?
Let me see that newspaper.
Here you go. Sorry I can't chat with you, old fool, but I gotta make a deposit.
Good morning, Mr. Bailey.
Good morning, Horace. Here you are. Deposit slip, bank book, and a very Merry Christmas.
You too, Mr. Bailey. Say, you've forgotten something, haven't you?
What's that?
You want to make a deposit?
Well, sure, certainly.
Well, it's customary to bring the money with you.
Oh. It's gone. Now, where did I put that money?
A terrible thing, Clarence. Terrible. Uncle Billy couldn't find the money because the envelope with the $8,000 was folded up in that newspaper he gave to Old Man Potter. At the same time as Billy started looking for the deposit, Violet came to visit George in the building and loan.
Oh, hello, Vi.
Suppose you're getting things set back at the house for the party tonight.
Oh, you know you're invited. What's wrong?
I hate doing this to you, George.
How much do you need?
I hate doing this to you, George. I really do. But I won't be asking for any more after this.
You plan on robbing a bank, Vi?
I'm going to Manhattan.
What's in Manhattan?
Why, everything's in Manhattan. A new start, at least.
That's a big step, Vi. What's the matter with starting a new life right here in Bedford Falls?
Well, I'll be. I never thought I'd hear that from you, George Bailey. I thought you hated this place.
I did, but this town has a charm of its own.
You should give tours, maybe.
I'm just thinking of you, Violet. Manhattan's a big place to take on your own.
I've made a decision. There's a midnight train tonight, and I plan to be on it.
It takes a lot of character to leave your hometown and start all over again. Here's some dough.
No, George, don't.
What do you want me to do? Hawk your furs and that hat? You want to walk to New York? You know they charge for meals and rent up there just the same as they do in Bedford Falls.
Yeah, sure.
It's a loan. That's my business, building and loan. But besides, go get a job. Good luck to you.
I'm glad I know you, George Bailey.
Say hello to New York for me.
Merry Christmas, George.
George!
Uncle, what's going on? The bank examiner's coming today, and I've hardly had time.
Today?
Yeah, he wants the accounts payable. What's the matter with you?
The money. The $8,000.
The what? Uncle Billy, what happened to it?
I don't know. I was going to deposit it, and when I went to the bank, I didn't have it.
$8,000, Uncle Billy. The bank examiner's in town, and it's not our money. It belongs to the depositors.
I'm so sorry, George. I just don't know what happened.
Well, the first place you look is in your coat pocket. I told you to put it there when you left.
Oh, I'm no good, George. I'm just no good.
Well, let's go then. We have to retrace your steps. We will leave no stone unturned. Come on.
And as George and Billy went looking for the deposit, Potter had a meeting with the state bank examiner, a Miss Sadie Vance.
The whole town's turned upside down with the Bailey boys' homecoming. Congressional medal and all.
I guess they do things like that.
May I look at your paper?
Go ahead.
This is a deposit from Bailey.
That old fool, Billy Bailey, gave me that newspaper.
Well, you're going to deposit it for him, right, Potter?
To think he would make such a foolish mistake. Look at how much it is.
Oh, there's $8,000 here.
What a Christmas present. And he doesn't even know it.
Just a minute here, Potter. I know you've been giving the Baileys a hard time as far back as I can remember. Why?
I don't have to give answers to you. You're just a state examiner, a bank examiner.
Yes, I am, but I am unimpressed by your buying off everyone in town. Oh, that's it. You could never buy the Baileys.
What?
You heard what I said. The Baileys have always stood for something you always wanted and are so jealous of. They're honest.
You're fired.
You can't fire me. I'm state appointed. And what's more, I am not going to turn my back. This is stealing from the Baileys. Something like this would certainly cause them to fold.
Yes, and after 25 years. Finders keepers. You know that. He gave me the money. It was his own fault. Besides, there's not a court in this county that would find me guilty.
And we all know why.
How's your family, Sadie?
My family?
I know how little state positions pay. What would you say to a little Christmas bonus?
I want no part of this.
Oh, that's not what I've heard.
What are you insinuating, Potter?
I will not be turned down.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to pay the Baileys a surprise visit. You'll see the records. They'll be short. You know the rest. At last, the Baileys will be where they belong, down for good.
I know just what to do.
And did you put the envelope in your pocket?
Yeah, maybe.
Uncle Billy, we've got to find that money.
I'm no good to you, George. I'm just no good.
Do you have any secret hiding places here in the house?
I've gone over the whole house, even in the rooms that have been locked since I lost your Aunt Laura.
Listen to me. Think.
I can't think anymore, George. It hurts.
Where's that money, you stupid, silly old fool? Do you realize what this means? It means bankruptcy and scandal and prison, and one of us is going to jail, and well, it's not going to be me.
Oh.
Hello, darling.
Hello, Daddy. Daddy, did you bring the wreath?
What wreath?
The Merry Christmas wreath for the window.
I left it at the office.
Is it snowing?
Yeah, it just started.
Where Where's your coat
I
and
left
hat?
him. I left him at the office.
What's the matter?
Nothing's the matter. Everything is all right.
Did you hear it's wonderful about Harry, isn't it? We're famous, George. I must have had 50 calls today about the parade and the banquet. Your mother, she's so excited.
Must she keep playing that?
I have to practice for the party tonight, Daddy. Mommy says we can stay up until midnight and sing Christmas carols. Can you sing, Daddy?
Better hurry and shave, George. The families will be here soon.
Families? Families? I don't want any families over here.
Excuse me.
Have a hectic day?
Oh, yeah, another big red letter day for the Baileys.
Daddy, the Browns next door have a new car. You should see it.
Well, what's the matter with our car? Isn't it good enough for you?
Yes, Daddy. Excuse me.
Excuse you for what?
I burnt.
All right, darling, you're excused. Now go on upstairs and see what little Zuzu wants.
What's the matter with Zuzu?
She caught a cold. Coming home from school, they gave her a flower for a prize, and she didn't want to crush it, so she didn't button up her coat.
What is it, a sore throat?
The doctor says it's nothing serious.
But was the doctor here?
I called him right away.
Is she running a temperature?
Just a teensy one.
Gosh, in this whole house, I don't know why we all don't have pneumonia in this drafty old barn. Might as well be living in a refrigerator. Why do we have to live here in the first place and stay around this measly, crummy old town?
George, what's wrong?
Wrong? Everything's wrong. You call this a happy family? Why do we have to have all these kids?
Dad, how do you spell frankincense?
I don't know. Ask your mother.
Where are you going?
Up to see Zuzu.
Hi, Daddy.
Hell, what happened to you?
I want a flower.
Where do you think you're going?
Want to give my flower a drink?
Where do you think you're going? Here. Give Daddy the flower. I'll give it a drink.
Look, Daddy. Some of the petals came off. Paste it.
Yeah, all right. Now, I'll paste this together. There it is, good as new. Now, will you do something for me?
What?
Will you try to get some sleep?
I'm not sleepy. I want to look at my flower.
I know, but you just go to sleep and you can dream about it, and it'll be a whole garden.
It will?
Huh?
Telephone!
I'll get it. Hello? Yes, this is Mrs. Bailey. Thank you, Mrs. Welch. Yes, the doctor says she'll be out of bed in time for her Christmas dinner.
Is that Zuzu's teacher?
Yes.
Let me speak to her. Hello, Mrs. Welch. This is George Bailey. Say, what kind of a teacher are you anyway? What do you mean sending her home like that, half naked?
George!
Is this the sort of thing we pay our taxes for? To have teachers like you, silly, stupid, careless people who send our kids home without any clothes on? Oh, that stupid teacher.
Hello, Mrs. Welch? I want to apologize. Hello? She hung up.
Oh, hang on.
Now, who do you think you are?
Wait a minute. Who is this? Oh, Mr. Welch. Okay, that's fine, Mr. Welch. Now give me a chance to tell you what I really think of your wife. Will you get out and let me handle this? Oh, you will, huh? Okay, Mr. Welch. Anytime you think you're man enough. Hello, Eddie? Oh.
Daddy, how do you spell hallelujah?
What do you think I am, a dictionary? Janie, haven't you learned that silly, stupid tune yet? You've played it over and over again. Now, stop it! Stop it!
George, what are you doing?
I'm sorry, Mary. Janie, I'm sorry. I didn't mean... Now, you go on and practice. Pete, I owe you an apology, too. What is it you want to know?
Nothing, Daddy.
What's the matter with everybody? Janie, go on. I told you to practice. Now go on and play.
Oh, Daddy.
George, why must you torture the children? Why don't you
Mary,
just...
Where's Daddy going?
Bedford 247, please.
Is Daddy in trouble?
Yes, Pete.
Should we pray for him, Mommy?
Yes, Janie. Pray very hard.
Me too?
You too, Tommy. Hello? Uncle Billy?
So, that's it, George? You're short. $8,000 in the books, eh?
Oh, please, Mr. Potter. I'll pay any sort of interest if you still want the building and loan.
You say it was lost. Did you notify the police?
No, sir. I haven't done that yet. Harry's homecoming is tomorrow.
Why did you come to me? What about your good friend, Sam Wainwright?
I can't get a hold of him. He's in Europe.
What kind of security would I have, George? What collateral?
I have some life insurance, a $15,000 policy.
How much is your equity in it?
$500.
And you want $8,000? Look at you. You used to be so cocky. You were going to go out and conquer the world. You once called me a warped, frustrated old man. What are you? But a warped, frustrated young man? Crawling in here on your hands and knees for help. No securities, no stocks, no bonds. You're worth more dead than alive. Why don't you go to that riffraff you love so much and ask them for help?
I'll do anything, Mr. Potter. Please help me. My wife and kids, they don't deserve
You know
this.
what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to call the state examiner and get a warrant issued for your arrest. Misappropriation of funds, malfeasance,
Mr. Potter, please,
manipulation.
You can't arrest me.
Go on and run. You can't hide in a little town like this. Merry Christmas, George.
And now, more from our sponsors. Are you guilty of careless driving because windshield bug spots dulled your vision?
Yes, I'm guilty.
Stop straining to see through a bug-spattered windshield. Duck's Toilet Cakes gets the squashed bugs off quickly, easily, and yes, even when the sun has baked them into the glass.
Remember, you need clear vision and good brakes in order to avoid accidents.
Duck's Toilet Cake leaves the glass polished so crystal clear you'll hardly know it's there.
I feel so much safer after I clean my windshield with Duck's Toilet Cake.
It leaves no dangerous oily film that picks up dust and makes night driving difficult. Duck's Toilet Cake, the soap of 100 uses.
You better wash high, you better wash low. Behind your ears too, I'm telling you so. Duck's Toilet Cake is cleaning uptown.
It washes up cars.
It washes up boats.
And out in LA, it washes up stars.
Duck's Toilet Cake is cleaning uptown. It's found in every bathroom, from sea to shining sea. It's used by our dear president, and it's used by you and me. So you better wash high, you better wash low. Behind your ears too, I'm telling you so. Duck's Toilet Cake is cleaning uptown.
Buy a cake of Duck's Toilet Soap today. Keep it in your car. And now the dramatic conclusion of It's a Wonderful Life.
Merry Christmas! Glad you come.
How about some of that good spaghetti?
We got everything.
Where's George, ma'am? Where?
After running out of Potter's office, George ended up at Martini's bar. He's had a couple of drinks, Clarence. He's sitting just there.
What's he saying? Who is he saying?
God, dear Father in heaven, I'm not a praying man. But if you're up there and you can hear me, show me the way, God. I'm at the end of my rope. Show me the way, God.
Are you all right, George? You want somebody to take you home?
Why you drink so much, my friend? You don't feel good. Please go home, Mr. Bailey.
Bailey! You say Bailey. Which Bailey is it?
This gentleman is Mr. Bailey. Mr. George Bailey.
George Bailey, huh? Yeah, next time you talk to my wife like that, you get worse. bad enough she gotta teach you stupid kids how to read and write. She gotta blow her out in the
You get down
floor
from here,
like
Mr. Welch.
nobody.
You get down.
Yeah,
You
whatever.
hit my best friend.
Yeah, whatever.
Mr. Bailey, are you okay?
Who was that?
Mr. Welch. Well, you don't worry. You come in this place for no more. Hey, I'll get you something for your face. It's bleeding.
I'm all right.
Wait, please don't go home, Mr. Bailey. Please don't.
Just leave me alone. Leave me alone.
George is headed to the bridge now, Clarence. Can you see him?
He looks like he's going to jump.
It's time, Clarence.
Excuse me, you there. Have you got the time?
My watch is dead.
Thanks just the same. Help! Help me! Oh, I can't swim!
Hold it, mister. I'm coming.
What in sham hill are two of you doing? This storm's not fit for man nor beast. Now get out of that water! Are the two of you all right? Do you need a doctor?
Oh, no, I'm all right.
No, I'm fine. This underwear, I didn't have time to get anything stylish. My wife gave this to me on my last birthday. I passed away in it.
Passed away?
Oh, I see Tom Sawyer is trying out too.
Who?
My book. I left in such a hurry, I brought Tom Sawyer with me. You should read the new book Mark Twain is working on.
How'd you happen to fall in?
Oh, I jumped in. I jumped in to save you.
You jumped in to save me?
Well, I did, didn't I? You didn't go through with it, did you?
Go through with what?
Suicide.
Hey, it's against the law to commit suicide around here.
Yeah, it's against the law where I come from, too.
And where do you come from?
Heaven.
Oh, what?
I had to act quickly. That's why I jumped in. I knew if I were drowning, you would try to save me. And you see, you did. And that's how I saved you.
Oh, that's very funny.
Your lip's bleeding, George.
I got a bust in the jaw in answer to a prayer.
Oh, no, George. I'm the answer to your prayer.
How do you know my name?
Oh, I know all about you. I've watched you grow up from a little boy.
What are you, a mind reader or something?
Oh, no.
Well, who are you then?
Clarence Oddbody, AS2.
Oddbody? AS2? What's that AS2?
Angel, second class.
Hey, I'm getting out of here. You may not need a doctor, but I do.
Cheerio, my good man.
Hey, look here. Why'd you want to save me?
Because I'm your guardian angel.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
Ridiculous of you to think of killing yourself for money. $8,000.
Yeah, just things like that. Now, how'd you know that?
I told you, I'm your guardian angel. I know everything about you.
Well, you look about the kind of angel I'd get. Sort of a fallen angel, aren't you? What happened to your wings?
I haven't won my wings yet. That's why I'm an angel second class.
Oh, I see.
But you can help me with that, George, by letting me help you.
You don't happen to have $8,000 on you, do you?
Oh, no. We don't use money in heaven.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting. Comes in pretty handy down here, bub.
Oh, tut.
I found it out a little late. More dead than alive.
Now, look, you mustn't say things like that. I won't get my wings with that attitude. You just don't know all that you've done. If it hadn't been for you...
Yeah, if it hadn't been for me, everybody'd be a whole lot better off. My wife, my kids, and my friends.
This isn't going to be easy.
They'd all be better off if I haven't even been born.
Oh, this is not going to be easy at all. What'd you say?
I said I wish I'd never been born.
George, that's wonderful.
Wonderful.
The idea you just gave me. Well, you've got your wish. You've never been born. A little dramatic, don't you think?
Never been born.
Exactly. No worries, no $8,000 to get. Nothing, you simply don't exist.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This ear of mine. Say something else in that ear.
You don't have a bad ear, George. Don't you see? You're not the George Bailey you think you are. You're a nobody.
Well, that's the doggonest thing.
Your lip stopped bleeding too, George.
Hey, what do you know about that? What happened? I need a drink. That's what I need. What about you, Angel? Do you want a drink?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, come on. We'll go as soon as our clothes are dry.
Our clothes are dry.
Hey, so they are. That's funny. The stove's hotter than I thought. Well, look, let's just get dressed and we'll stroll over to Martini's. And then, oh, excuse me. I'll stroll and you'll fly.
I haven't got my wings.
Yeah, haven't got your wings. Yeah. A couple of drinks and we'll both fly. Hurry it up. Now there's a place to sit down. Down here. Oh, hello, Nick. Clarence, welcome to the best bar in Bedford Falls.
Bedford Falls? Don't you mean Pottersville?
Pottersville? Hey, where's Martini?
Look, I'm the boss. You want a drink or don't you?
Okay, all right. A double bourbon, quick.
Okay. What's yours, bub?
I was just thinking of a mulled wine.
Huh?
Heavy on the cinnamon and light on the cloves. Offered you, my lad. And lively now.
Hey, look, mister, we serve hard drinks in here for anyone to get drunk fast. And we don't need any characters around to give the joint atmosphere.
Now, come on here. Just give him the same that I ordered. He's okay.
2 double bourbon.
What about this place? It's all changed.
Nick, these bumpers? No, man.
All of Bedford Falls has changed. You're having your wish, George. You've never been born. Oh, there'll be lots of things you've never seen before. Oh, good. Somebody just made it.
Made what?
Every time you hear a bell rings, it means that some angel just got his wings.
What did you say?
Now look, Clarence, I don't think you better talk about angels around here.
Don't they believe in angels?
Yeah, they believe in them, but it's just,
Then why should they be surprised when they see one?
Huh? Don't mind him, Nick. He just never grew up. How old are you anyway, Clarence?
293 next May.
That does it. Out, you 2 pixies. Go through the door or out the window. Go on, get.
Now, where's
get.
Martini? Well, you tell him.
Stop asking about Martini. He ain't here. Well, look who crawled out from under whatever hole he's been hiding in.
Hey, it's Mr. Gower.
Hey, you, Rummy, didn't I tell you never to come panhandling around here?
George, look.
Mr. Gower, this is George Bailey. Don't you know me?
Will you buy me a drink, mister? Just one drink.
Binky, throw the rummy out.
You got it. Come on, run, dumb, let's go. Get off the bar. Do not touch me.
Hey, Nick, isn't that Mr. Gower, the druggist?
That rumhead spent 20 years in jail for poisoning some kid. If you know him, you must be a jailbird yourself. Binky, here's 2 more. Get him out of here.
You got it. Come on,
No, wait a minute.
Serve him right.
Here, let me help you up. The snow is quite cold.
What's wrong with Mr. Gower?
Mr. Gower doesn't know you, George. You see, George, you weren't there to stop Gower from putting that poison in that prescription.
What do you mean I wasn't there? What are you, a hypnotist? Why am I seeing all these strange things here?
Don't you understand? It's because you were never born.
And if I wasn't born, who am I?
You're nobody. You have no identity.
You mean no identity? My name is George Bailey, okay?
There is no George Bailey. You have no papers, no cards, no driver's license, no 4F card, no insurance policy.
Zuzu's pedals!
What?
Zuzu's pedals. My little girl. Some pedals fell off her flower, and I told her I'd fix it and stuck them in my pocket, but they're gone, too. Everything's gone.
But you've been given a great gift, George. The chance to see what the world would be like if you had never been born.
You're crazy. You're crazy as a bedbug, and you're driving me crazy, too. Now, look, I'm going home to my wife and family. Do you understand that? And I'm going home alone.
You know the drill. Hands behind your back, sister.
Keep your hands off me. Why don't you bust somebody else for a change?
Hey, officer, Where'd the building and loan move to?
The building and what?
The Bailey Building and Loan. It was
They
up here.
went out of business years ago. Now all that's left is this burlesque house.
Not so fast, Copper. I know Potter.
Hey, Violet. Hey, listen, that's Violet Bick.
Oh, I know. Believe me, I know.
I know that girl.
Who doesn't? Now get out of our way.
Taxi! Hey, Ernie, take me home. I'm going off my nut.
Where do you live?
Oh, no, doggone it, Ernie, don't you start pulling this stuff. You know where I live. 320 Sycamore. Now hurry up.
Okay, 320 Sycamore.
Yeah, hurry up. Zuzu's sick.
All right.
Now look here, Ernie. Straighten me out here. I've got some bad liquor or something. Just listen to me, okay? Now, were you or Ernie Bishop, and you live in Bailey Park with your wife and kid? That's right, isn't it?
You've seen my wife?
Seen your wife? I've been to your house 100 times.
Look, bud, what's the idea? I live in a shack in Potter's Field, and my wife ran away 3 years ago and took the kid. And I ain't never seen you before in my life.
Oh, okay, just step on it. Just get me home.
Is this the place?
Of course it's the place.
Well, this house ain't been lived in for 20 years.
Mary, I'm home. Hey, Tommy, Jane, Susu, where are you?
They're not here, George. You have no children.
Where are they? What have you done with them?
All right, put your hands up.
What is this?
No fast moves. Now come out here, both of you.
Bert! Oh, Bert, thank heavens you're here. Bert, what happened to the house? Where's Mary? Where's my kids?
Oh, come on. I want to take you two down to the station.
Oh, Bert, now listen to me. It's that fellow there. He says he's an angel, and he's trying to hypnotize me.
Don't make me use my nightstick.
Bert, I hate to do this, but...
Do what? Oh!
Run! George, run, George!
Oh, Bailey's boarding house.
Well?
Mother?
Mother? What do you want?
Mother, this is George. I'm not sure you remember me.
George who? If you're looking for a room, we don't have any vacancy.
Oh, Mother, please, try to understand. Something's happened to me. I don't know what it is, but I need a place to stay. Please let me stay here.
I don't take in strangers.
I'm not a stranger. I know everybody you know. Your brother-in-law, Uncle Billy.
You know him?
Well, sure I do.
When did you see him last?
Today, over at his house.
That's a lie. He's been in the insane asylum ever since he lost his business. And if you ask me, that's where you belong.
I'm here again, George.
My mother. My own mother didn't even know me.
Strange, isn't it? One man's life touches so many others, and when he isn't around, he leaves a pretty big hole, doesn't he?
Look, you. I've heard of things like this before. You've got me under some kind of spell. Well, I'm gonna get out of it. I've got to. I know I talked to Uncle Billy this afternoon. How can he be in an asylum? I've got to snap out of this. Now, just let me think a minute. Bailey Park.
There is no Bailey Park if you weren't there to build it.
Oh, we'll see.
This is Bailey Park? People live here? Pretty grim.
This is where Bailey Park is supposed to be. Well, what's this gravestone doing here? And why is the name Bailey on it?
That wouldn't be yours.
My father's name is on it, but what's this other name? Why is my brother Harry's name here?
Your brother broke through the ice and drowned at the age of 9.
That's a lie. Harry Bailey went to war. He got the Congressional Medal of Honor. He saved the lives of every man on that transport.
Every man on that transport died. Harry wasn't there to save them because you weren't there to save Harry. You see, George, you really have had a wonderful life. Don't you see what a mistake it would be to throw it away?
Well, what do I do now, Clarence? What do I do?
It's your life, George.
What happened to Mary, Clarence?
Mary?
My wife, Mary. What happened to her if I was never born?
I'm not supposed to tell you, George.
Listen, I don't know how you know the things that you do, but please,
know where she is. Just let me see her. That's all I need to make a decision.
Very well, George, but you're not going to like it.
Where is she, Clarence?
She's an old maid, George.
Where is she?
She's just about to close up the library. There must be an easier way to earn my wings.
Is the library closed?
It's Christmas Eve. We can't stay open all night.
Can I ask you a question?
I really should be getting home.
What is there to go home to?
That's none of your business, sir. The library's closed. Maybe you should try back the 26th.
Mary, I'm sorry.
How do you know my name?
Please, just a couple of minutes.
I told you the library's closed.
Please, just 2 minutes. That's all I need. I'll do anything, please.
You sound desperate. I'll help if I can. What is it?
It's this town, Bedford Falls.
It used to be. But that was some time ago. I wasn't very old when Potter was elected and took the town along with its name for himself.
So you do know of a place called Bedford Falls?
I've seen pictures. It looked like a very nice place. Things have changed, but that's with the times. I have to go.
Mary Hatch, you live on Reed Street, a white Victorian. Your bedroom is at the top of the stairs when you turn to the left.
How do
you
you
have
know
another
all
brother
this?
Marty, and you live with your mother.
What are you, some crazy man? Stop it! I'm leaving. Get your hands off me! I'll call a cop.
The house you wished for, don't you remember? Please, Mary, don't do this to me, Mary. Please,
Let me go.
Please, Mary.
Officer!
Please help me, please. Where are our kids?
What? Let me go.
I need you, Mary. Help me, Mary, please. Mary, it's Georgia. You're my wife. Clarence, where are you? Help me, Clarence. Clarence, give me back. I don't care what happens to me. Only give me back to my wife and kids. Help me, Clarence. Please. I want to live again. I want to live again. Please, dear God, please let me live again.
George! Is that you, George?
No, you get out of here, Bert. You get out of here. You come any closer, I'll hate you again.
What in Sam Hill are you yelling for, George?
Come on, George. Bert, do you know me?
Know you? I've looked out all over town for you. Where have you been?
Hey, Bert, I'm alive again, Bert.
Are you sure you're okay? Hey, your lip's bleeding.
Hey, look at the blood come out of there, would you? Zuzu's pedals, there they are. What do you know about that? Hey, Merry Christmas, Bert.
Well, Merry Christmas. Come on, here, hop in the car. I'll drive you home.
Will you, Bert? Will you do that and turn the siren wide open? Merry Christmas, Bedford Falls. Merry Christmas, you wonderful old building and loan. Merry Christmas, Mr. Potter. Yippee! Mary, I'm home. Have you seen my wife? Hey, what is this? These people, these reporters. Hey, Merry Christmas, reporters.
Mr. Bailey, there's a deficit.
I know. $8,000, I bet, huh?
George, I've got a little paper here.
I'll bet it's a warrant for my arrest. Isn't it wonderful? Hey, Merry Christmas. Where's Mary? Do you know where's Mary? Oh, look at this old drafty old house. Isn't it wonderful? Where's Mary?
Merry Christmas, Daddy! Merry Christmas, Daddy!
Oh, kids, Pete, Tommy, Janie, Susan, I can eat you up. Where's your mother?
She went looking for you with Uncle Billy. Daddy!
Zuzu, my little ginger snap, how do you feel?
Fine, Daddy. Not a smidge of temperature.
Oh, not a smidge. Hallelujah.
George.
Oh, Mary.
Mommy's home.
George.
Mary.
Where have you been? George.
Just let me touch you. Oh, you're real.
George.
You have no idea what's happened to me.
You have no idea what's happened either. Come on, George, quick. They're on their way.
Who's on their way? The police department, the FBI, the National Guard? Listen, I'm alive again, Mary. I'm alive again.
Come on in here, George, quick. You stand right here by the tree and don't move.
Okay.
Don't move.
Come on, hurry in here. Come on.
I hear them now, George. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. Come on in, everybody. Uncle Billy, in here.
Isn't it wonderful, George? Mary did it. Mary did it. All she did was just tell a few people, and they scattered all over town collecting money. They didn't ask any questions. Isn't it wonderful? All they said was, if George is in trouble, you can count on me. Isn't it wonderful, George?
What is this, George? Another run on the bank? Here you are. Merry Christmas.
Oh.
Mr. Gower, the line forms right here. Merry Christmas. Mr. Martini, step right up now.
I busted the jukebox too. Mr. Gower.
Yeah, I made the rounds on all my charge accounts.
Violet Vick.
I'm not going to go anymore, George. I've changed my mind.
I wouldn't have a roof over my head if it weren't for you, George. Here you go. $242.
I've been saving this money for a divorce, if I ever get a husband.
Merry Christmas, George.
Merry Christmas, Mother.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King.
Hello, George. How are you?
Mary!
Mary, looks like I got here too late.
Mary, I got from the airport as fast as I could. The fool flew in the blizzard.
But, Harry, what about your banquet in Washington?
Oh, I left right in the middle of it as soon as I got Mary's telegram.
How about some wine?
Oh, yes.
Just a minute, everyone. Quiet, quiet. A telegram from London.
London?
Mr. Gower cables you need cash. Stop. My office instructed to advance you up to $25,000. Stop. Hee-haw and Merry Christmas, Sam Wainwright. A toast to my big brother George, the richest man in town.
George, what's this book?
Tom Sawyer.
Look, there's an inscription.
George, remember, no man is a failure who has friends. Thanks for the wings. Love, Clarence.
What's that?
That's a Christmas present from a very dear friend of mine.
Look, Daddy. Teacher says every time a bangs, an angel gets his wings.
That's right. That's right. Attaboy, Clarence.
This has been WFPP Playhouse of the Air's presentation of It's a Wonderful Life. The WFPP Playhouse is brought to you this week and every week by Biddleman's Floor Wax, Bremel Hair Tonic, and Duck's Toilet Cakes. Please stay tuned for a program of popular holiday music. This is Freddie Fillmore signing off for WFPP in New York City and wishing you and yours a very Merry Christmas. Good night.